This is Jimmy's podcast, season 10 on the podcast. We coming back for more. I bet you never thought we'd last, and neither did we. Breaking news, show reviews, rubber boots, reactions, and other social media crap. And if nothing else, you know you're gonna have a laugh. You're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah, 'cause this is the podcast.
Welcome.
Oh, we're on, is it? This is we're having him?
I don't know. I don't think he's coming. Bets on if Jimmy's coming.
Well, we're in a little
Should
bit
we
of
do
a
over
countdown
under?
here. Over under. So he said
40. He said 40.
1940.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go over as well because that's now the third adjusted time.
I think he's currently on the highway still.
I don't know.
He's going to roll in at like 54, and we're going to do a 6-minute pod.
Yeah. He did blame Waze.
Oh,
Waze?
Well, but I blame him because
It said it readjusted him to 1940.
Come on. Listen, I'll tell you right now, that's his fault, and I'll tell you why. As far as I'm concerned, Google Maps is way better.
Well, I believe Google Maps is powered by Waze or one or the other way around. They are owned by the same company.
Yeah, he better have been in contention to win the Pro-Am.
He better come in here with a trophy.
Because he could have left after 14 holes and got back here on time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But instead, he chose to play out his full 18.
Yeah.
Meaningless holes.
Yeah.
Probably had to stay and talk about his shots. You know,
Yeah, I did
what he
press
did, what he did
afterwards.
right. Well, it's weird that James isn't here, but it's good to be back, boys. Good
How
to see
was
you.
your vacation?
Oh, you know what? Thank you for
Let's
asking.
get into
Puff.
that since
Yeah.
we're definitely not going to get into it.
James
when
doesn't
Jen's-
really care anyway, so we
Listen,
might as well
I am
find
actually
out.
taking full advantage of this, not being interrupted. Listen, I'll tell you anybody who is listening. It was a fantastic time. Punta Cana, as you saw, great time in the Dominican. I recommend most all-inclusive packages are 7 days. We took an extra 2.
Oh, nice.
Which was great. And I think by time we took those extra 9, the 2 days happened, we were ready to come back. You know, it was just enough time at the resort. You know, you've had the buffet a couple of times. You know what to expect. So it was good. It was good. Just nice chill.
What is the crowd like in May? Is there a lot of younger people there? Is it older? What was the crowd like?
Our resort was actually a good mix of people. I would say there were some younger people, but there was also some older people. I saw some wheelchairs, quite frankly.
Oh, wow.
Which I was surprised by. But you know what? Good mix of people, and actually demographically as well, it was a good mix. Young, old, lots of racial mix there, which was nice. And it was good. It was really good.
Was there a foam party?
Yes, there was.
I love
there
the
was
foam
a foam party. It was a neon party,
Nice.
and I think there was some other type of party, like a jungle house party or something like that. But it was really good.
Nice, that's
It was
awesome.
good. We didn't go to any of that stuff though.
You
We
didn't get in the
we
foam?
chilled.
No?
We chilled. Yeah.
I think foam party has like an age limit.
Well, I had my boys in a foam party when they're probably, what year would that have been? I think probably about 7 and 5.
Sure.
But it was in the pool, and it was during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they loved it.
Yeah.
They shouldered up, and they partied with all the girls and the boys.
Oh,
Had a good time.
yes. That's good memories. You're a good dad.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Said 12 years from now, this is going to be even better, boys.
You just hope they bring you.
Oh, they're going to bring me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys did a great job while I was away. I'm sorry to hear about the technical difficulties, but as things happen, sometimes that's when you do your best work and you shine, and
We're just lucky Fatfoot isn't here.
Fat foot.
The noise you made though when it happened was brilliant.
I put that in our post there on the socials.
Oh,
my
So people got to hear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It was the first time I've seen you truly panic.
Yeah, it literally went from like up here to down here because we're doing the draw. It was
And you
so
were
much
nailing
fun.
the
I
draw.
was nailing it. I
Oh,
did
my
not live
God.
up to the hype the second time around.
I don't
was
think any
brutal.
of us lived up to the
It
hype.
was
Wow.
pretty brutal.
I'm sorry I wasn't here, but then again, I'm glad I wasn't here because you can't blame me.
We could have used you on that second podcast.
It was
for
rough.
sure.
There was a period of time looking around just like, what are
Oh,
we
look
doing?
who it is.
Oh,
Look who it is.
He's coming in
7:40,
from his
1941,
6.5
guys.
hour
1941. Mark
So
it
who
down.
had the over?
Mark it down.
I had the over. I assume
We all took over.
I
Come on.
assume you won the Pro-Am. Otherwise, why didn't you leave after 14 holes so you could do the podcast?
How long have you guys been going for?
We're in
About 4 or 5
47 minutes?
4 minutes.
Oh. How's it been going so far?
Oh, it's been going
That's
great.
been great.
Incredible, actually.
It's really smooth. You know
We
what?
asked Lester about his week.
Yeah, I got through it. Nobody interrupted me. It was great.
Lester had his longest monologue in the history of this podcast. I apologize. Is the Rubber Boots podcast now cursed?
I think so.
Like 2 weeks in a row, both
Your fault.
my fault. I, of course, kicked the mainframe button last week. Lester, you weren't here for that.
Oh, I heard.
And
I heard.
now I'm an hour and 10 minutes late to the recording of this podcast.
And unfortunately, we have a rather hard out today.
Yes.
What time is the puck drop?
Probably 8:10. I think.
Well, I don't have to go.
You
You can
probably
go.
don't. Yeah, I
These
have
guys, Lester's, you guys, did you just stay here all day? Wait?
Well, I just waited,
afterwards?
yeah. I mean, it's
my
fine. I
God,
work
you're a
here. It's not a
hero.
problem.
Nice to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you.
I
Nice to
love
see you,
Staff. Staff,
Yeah.
our producer, is
been a
Puffy.
while.
Have you guys threw any segments yet? to
No,
tell?
we haven't done
Segments.
Oh, I was kind of hoping
Come
you did
on.
where you're from already.
Hey, you created that
I was
monster.
trying to dodge that. So I was playing in the Canadian Open Celebrity Pro-Am.
Oh,
Yes, of course.
a who's who of Canadian sportscasters.
What I didn't realize was that these poor suckers who signed up for this Pro-Am or paid whatever, I don't know what the money would be to get
Yeah.
into a Pro-Am, $5,000 or
Yeah,
something like that
probably.
maybe. You either get a pro or
Okay.
a celebrity. You don't get both.
Oh,
I was
really?
thinking
Oh,
we'd
wow.
have a pro. I was the pro.
Oh God!
So, you know,
Did anyone in your group know who you were?
they all knew who I was.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Maybe one of the caddies, there was this guy. The most fascinating thing about my day, besides it was 6.5 hours.
That's brilliant.
That's a very long round of golf.
Yes.
Where do I start here? Okay, let me just first set the setting. They're playing at Oakdale, which frankly, I've lived in Toronto for 20 years now, 25 years, and I didn't even know it
I
existed.
never heard of this course.
I never heard it existed, and it's basically at Jane and Finch.
yeah.
right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So the story apparently is that golf was very waspy 100 years ago.
What?
And
100 years ago, 100 hours ago.
yeah, and now still, but especially waspy.
Yeah.
And so the Jewish community decided to create their own golf course, and that was Oakdale at the time. A lot of people are talking like the pros, by the time you listen to this, are going to tear it up, like that might get 30 under or something
No,
like that.
it's gonna be one of those ones.
That's what people are saying because it's not super long. I will say I am not a pro. The rough is hell.
Okay.
Like hell. You heard about O-Dog playing last week and losing like 20 balls and he just walked off the course. Right?
No.
No.
So O-Dog and Hayes played from like the back tees because it was some sort of dare to see if Hayes could break 110 or something.
And did he?
I don't think they finished. O left at like 14 holes, I think, and he put like 8 X's on his card. He said if he counted it, he would have shot like 150.
Really?
Wow.
Now, to their thing, they grow the rough extra long and then cut it. Like they probably cut it yesterday or something. I hope they've cut it. Maybe they didn't cut it. So I can't imagine what it was like for them because it was hell. Like your ball just disappears. I took like 5 shots today from behind the green, like 2 feet off the green, that I couldn't see my ball.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the greens were really slick too. So maybe that'll be an equalizer. Like I don't think it'll be 30 under. I think it'll be 20, like, or something like that. But these guys are so damn good. But anyway, there was a guy in my group who was an old accountant, 75, named
Jesus.
Paul.
Well,
Well, it was a weird group because all the names were like angels. It was like Paul, James, David, Andrew.
A very
Right.
holy.
Yes,
Yes,
and
very
so,
holy.
You know what I mean?
Nice,
so
of
I
course.
had trouble keeping track of the names. So, but this guy, and there was handicaps involved. I didn't stay to see how we did, but this Paul was like 75 years old. He was an 18 handicap, and he barely missed all day long.
Really?
And it was like the priest round in Caddyshack,
Okay.
where he wasn't that good. He didn't have a nice swing, but everything he'd be in this deep rough, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a disaster. And it would like bounce between the two bunkers, bounce in the rough, and end up 4 feet from the pin. I'm like, what? And there was the entire day. I was like, this is a miracle.
That's awesome.
So this guy probably we played something called a shamble, where you all tee off, you pick the best tee shot, and then you play your ball in the rest of the way.
Oh.
Okay.
You know what they should have done? Just best ball the whole way.
Well, that's when Wednesday I have to play my own ball the whole round.
Oh, what are you doing? A double celebrity thing?
Yeah, this is like the bigger Pro-Am is on Wednesday.
Oh,
That's what
I
the
see,
bosses,
I
with
see.
some of the Bell bosses. So they
I
also have to
see,
be
I
on
see.
my best behavior.
Stu Johnson gonna be there?
I think I'm actually taking Mirko's place in the group. Mirko
Oh,
was like the
wow.
head of Bell.
Yeah.
So
Oh yes, I know Marco.
better. Yeah, you guys tight?
Oh, big but tight, no problem. Who do you think I was on vacation with? Me and Mirko.
Anyway, good time by all. I'm sorry I missed you
Whose
guys.
thigh do you think that was in the video?
I'm sorry if I'm sweaty as balls. I've just been out there for like 8
It's
hours.
okay.
Plus I arrived, they tell you get there 10.
Yeah.
We teed off at 12:15.
What?
So I was on the rain and you couldn't leave the rain. I was literally had a club in my hand from 10 until about a half an hour ago.
Isn't that a perfect day for you though?
Yeah, like you would love
you love
that.
golf.
I loved it, but it's a long time. 9 hours or whatever to play golf round. But the guys were great. You know, I could have wished I could have partaken more in
Did
the alcoholic
Frankie
beverages.
Corrado get into
I
the
don't
Pro-Am?
believe he did. I believe he remained the first alternate.
Did he come to the course and hit off the range until
Frankie
getting the
Corrado
call?
told me like last week he was supposed to be in the Pro-Am and then he wasn't. He didn't get the email. It was really awkward because I was golfing with him and he's like, "Hey, did you get any email yet on the Pro-Am?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't get mine yet." And so then I check with him on Saturday. I'm like, "Frankie, are you in?" He goes, I'm the first alternate. So the guy who told me he was the first alternate said it's about 70-30 I'll get in. There was nobody dropping out.
No.
Who was it? So here's your idea of like Canadian celebrity. Rod Black was the MC. Good to see
nice.
Black.
Oh,
Haven't
nice.
seen him in a while. Natalie Spooner, hockey legend.
Nice.
Jana Hefford, hockey legend.
Yes.
Me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sean McKenzie.
Oh, he was there?
Sean McKenzie was there. And I can't really think of anybody else I recognize.
Really?
Really? I would have thought it would have been a who's who.
I mean, there's maybe somebody I missed. So the other groups got actual pros, though, to play with them. So anyway.
Did
good times.
Rory play today?
Rory did not play today. So here's how it works with the pros. Does anybody care about this? I don't know. They used to have to play the whole 18-hole Pro-Am.
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't have to play every week, but you had to play like every second week. Or maybe you had to play every week. But then they ended up playing only 9 holes now. So a pro has to play 9 holes either Monday or Wednesday in one of the Pro-Ams.
Oh, okay.
And then another pro comes for the back 9. So Wednesday, and usually the bigger name pros play on the Wednesday.
Oh,
So I could get 9 holes with Roars.
that'd be pretty good.
be
I would
amazing.
take Roars, or who else is in the field?
Roars, as if you know him.
Maybe any of the Canadians. Maybe any
I saw
of the,
Cooch today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Is he still getting pay your caddy?
Pay your.
On the
That's what I
course?
said. About weeks ago, I drove by him in the car. I said, "Pay your caddy."
And you did.
Do you know that story? No. Matt Kuchar won in Mexico with
Yeah.
a local caddy, and basically you're supposed to give 10% to your
It's
caddy.
usually the
So
what happens
Cooch won
on a win.
Cooch won 1.2 million or something like
Yeah.
that. He gave him $4,000.
Yeah, because it was
What?
like you also make a deal before the tournament. Like,
Yeah,
this
so he
is what
made a
you're
deal.
gonna
I'm paying
make.
you $4,000 for the week, and
And
he
that's what
just,
he
and he
paid
just
him.
stuck with
Oh,
that.
and he never paid him
never tipped
extra.
him.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, that's terrible.
Anyway, the Cooch was
For a
there.
local guy like
Despicable.
that.
Despicable.
It tarnished his image.
Yeah,
course it did.
it hurt him a lot. I think he ended up sending the guy a check afterwards. But
Well,
he,
that's good.
But he had to be guilted into
Guy
it.
had to set up a GoFundMe to get the rest of his money. Come
Your
on.
trip was awesome.
My trip was fantastic.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I had a good time. Yes.
You were with your lovely lady.
Yes, I was. Yes.
Yes?
Stephanie had a good time.
So
too,
there was a
yes.
lot of sex on the trip. Probably.
Hedonism,
Oh, boy.
Punta Cana.
Was it hedonism? Have you ever?
Yeah, she was there too.
Do you think
Anyway.
those hedonism places?
Already done.
Hey!
Do you think those hedonism places? Are they still
all
exist?
sex all the
Do they
time.
still exist?
Yes, of
As
course.
far as I know, I don't
Because
know.
it feels like a '70s thing that just stayed or stuck around.
No, they're definitely. I'm almost positive.
So
they're
at the hedonism places, are the people just having sex by the pool?
I don't know.
I think it's available. Like, I mean, I don't think by the pool, but probably hot tubs or just
that's disgusting.
room sharing.
You know, that would be a good idea for a movie or at least a skit that we
Yeah.
could write where
For our variety show?
yeah. Debuting on CTV and Crave in the fall. A 60-minute Rubber Boots variety special. There'll be song and dance numbers.
A sketch show.
I like that.
Pretty
It'll be
good.
like Key and Peele, but a lot less funny.
Yeah.
That could be the tagline.
But
They were raunchy.
if you had like a family, like a vacation, National Lampoon's vacation scenario,
Yep.
and they end up at the hedonism resort by
Oh my
mistake.
God.
So you have that would would be funny, wouldn't
Well,
it?
that's not
How
bad.
long could we carry that bit for?
Maybe about 10
so
minutes.
maybe not a whole movie.
If that.
A scene from a film.
scene from
That's
a
a, that's
film.
a skit. That's a SNL cold open.
Running at like 12:47.
In my head, sometimes when in your head,
Yeah, it was funny.
it's like when you have a dream, and in your dream, you're like dreaming a screenplay, and you go, "This is an unbelievable movie." Then
Yeah.
you wake up and you go through it, and you go, "That was a terrible movie."
It's not going to work.
Yeah. Anyway, so what have we got left? About 4 minutes. So we just say goodbye.
Platinum League,
Platinum
anyone?
League, Platinum
Just
League.
do what you watching in Platinum League and get out of here. Well, do we determine what time the drop of the puck is?
Yeah,
We're filming this on a rare
8:07
It's a rare
probably.
Monday night taping of the podcast because our schedules are tough now. So Puffy, you have to leave at the drop of the puck probably to be down there.
Yeah, I got
So
it.
that's like 10 after, or is it like quarter after? Quarter after puck drop?
Yeah, 10
Or you text
after,
somebody.
10 after,
Okay, you got like 17 minutes. I'll stay long because I don't care about that.
Yeah, you really don't.
I'm just going to come on after and say who's on the panel tonight. Pooley?
Pooley and Noodles again.
Just Pooley and Noodles?
Yeah.
So how I open like this. Excellent game 2, guys. Your thoughts?
Wow.
And then when
And then
Pooley...
you can wrap it with
Pooley
Game
goes?
3 will take place in Florida on Thursday.
Yeah, and I'll be able to see the end of the game. So I'll either go. The Golden Knights try to make it 3-0
Yeah.
in Florida
On Thursday.
is it Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh, that's what it is. Or even see, it's now a best of 5. Game 1, Florida.
Game
on
3,
Thursday.
game 3.
But game 1 of the best
Game
of
one of the
5.
best-
Idiots.
Yeah, I see what
Try
you're
to
saying.
follow along.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You've already lost your audience.
I'm just going to show up at the end of the game. We'll be good.
Yeah.
All right, Stoff.
Seems
What
to
do
be
you
going
have?
smoothly.
Is there anything else we need to cover this week?
Do you want to go where you're from?
Yeah, where
Or should we leave that?
Let's
for-
lead where you're from. Right?
All right.
Did we get a new social media theme yet for that whole thing yet?
Where are you from? What are you talking about?
Well, no, where are you from? We do have a theme.
You have a theme. What are you talking about?
No, I meant the social media one. We
'Cause we
decided
don't
to
wanna do
kick,
the- we love
kick
your Twitter song.
We love your Twitter song, but
But
we
we don't like
decided
Twitter
to.
anymore.
We're not Twitter fans.
Okay, well, let's play. It's I don't know if that's going to happen this year.
Oh, look
Maybe
at
next year.
RBC Canadian Open, the post, 4 picks. Look at that.
Look at that.
Tell me that doesn't look like a professional with
Holy
a 2-stroke
crap.
lead on Sunday.
Yes.
What did you
Hello.
shoot, Jimmy?
So I shot 80 on the dough, which just sounds okay, but remember it's a shamble. So here's the thing about how hard I think this is going to be. So I shot 80 with my own ball, but like I probably used my tee shot 7 times or 6 times, so 11 or 12 times I'm playing off someone else's tee shot.
Okay.
And I felt like I hit it pretty good today and shot 80.
Yeah.
So a shamble score of 80s probably isn't very good.
No,
it
but
w-
but not bad.
But I didn't make like any
not best
8s.
ball.
I didn't make any like 8s or.
But did you hit any horrible drives?
It was only I lost a ball. I really wanted to. After O said he lost 20 balls, I was like, I'm gonna play. I was like 14th hole. I'm like, I still play the same ball. I hadn't missed the fairway by more than like 10 yards, and then I lost a ball on whatever, like my 15th hole. So that could have been a disaster, but I didn't have to play it because it was tee shot.
Well, you had a better round than Frankie Corrado. Oh,
He's still at the putting green.
First alternate, still hoping
Still
somebody
waiting. Still
WDs. All right, let's do where you're from.
Yeah.
Poor Frankie.
where you from? Where you from? This is the silliest segment that we've ever done. The silliest song that I've sung. Where you from?
First and foremost, Chewy Louie and Nicole Harris sent in the pronunciation for Wataskawin.
Are they a couple?
Wataskawin. I still can't say it.
Chewy, Louie, and Nicole.
No,
are a
they're
couple?
just people trying to help me out with my terrible pronunciations.
Very nice.
Maybe we should hook them up.
Imagine we had a pod romance.
Wataskawin, that's what we'll go with.
Wataskawin.
Wataskawin, Alberta.
Wetaskiwin, Alberta?
Why not?
You don't know.
I have
So
no
what did they send in audio clips to you?
Chewy Louie did, and that's how I wrote it out. And I still don't remember if that's it, but I
Good
think so.
point.
I think that's it.
That's like one of my biggest butcherings in my career at TSN was I wasn't a curling guy, and when in my early days of SportsCenter, Puffy knows this. Connie Laliberty
Yeah.
was a famous curler, and I tried to. I was on SportsCenter. You get a script, and I was handed the script, and I was like, "How do you say this name?" And he's like, "Laliberty." So I did it wrong, and I wrote L-A dash, and then I wrote Liberty. La Liberty. So I'm like, fourth in, Connie La Liberty. And Greg Sance was the producer, and he's in my ear going, La Liberty. And I was rattled. I was still young. So I'm like, La Liberté. Like, I did a French one. And then the third one, it was like, La Liberty. And by the fourth time, he's yelling in my ear, say it right. right.
Wow.
And
Sensi.
then, so it was like
That was
ninth,
some old school producing there with
ninth
Sansi.
end, Connie. With the draw to the button for 2. I gave up on it.
So you needed to screw up in baseball season because then Sansi wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No problem at all. Roger K writes in, been meaning to chime in for quite a while. Born in Ottawa, but now call Nanaimo, BC home.
Oh, you nailed Nanaimo.
Nanaimo.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
we got the
did
bars.
You practiced that.
And you got
No,
BC
Nanaimo
as
bars.
well.
Come on. Everyone knows Nanaimo.
practiced
I'm just going to
BC.
keep saying it.
Nanaimo.
Been a listener since day one. I'm pretty sure I heard about it from either Jay and Dan's pod or Bobby Margarita.
He said BC because he didn't like his chances with British or Columbia.
Correct.
Thank God
Wow.
for Bobby, Margarita,
Bobby Bump.
and
Jay and Dan.
Dan. Otherwise, no one would listen to this podcast.
no one, we'd have zero listeners.
That lower end graphic was successful.
Oh,
For
right,
the two
right. We got
times
about
it was
4
on
people there too.
It recruited like 9 people.
Okay.
One of the things I live for in your podcast is that you actually read fans' mail and reach out and interact. You've read a few of my notes a few times too. Nice. It's a really cool thing to do for your listeners. I'm in and out of Toronto for work about once a month, and would love to take Lester, musical genius, and Stoff, producer extraordinaire, out for a round of golf. We could even maybe invite Jimmy and Puffy too.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Well, that's nice.
Anyway, keep up the great work. Love you all. I also want to give out a shout out to Jimmy. I had the opportunity to meet him briefly in Ottawa in 2007 when the Sens were in the finals. He was very gracious and indulged me with a picture, so I guess he can come too. So,
Oh,
much
so it's only
like
me.
what the kid needs you finish last.
What was that gentleman's
Seriously.
name?
That was Roger K.
Roger, thank you very much. I
Roger
appreciate
K.
that note. We like to interact to our listeners because we know them all. Every one of them. Now,
because it gives us content.
Because of this segment, I think we're going to have to make a plea for next week. Are there any listeners who have not been mentioned yet on Where Are You From?
Please, this is our final call.
This is our last call.
So now-
Because then we're going to count them all and get an official Nielsen rating.
See, I actually believe Steve J. Mac E.
Yeah.
here had a great idea for this, that to continue Where Are You From, people tweet in 2 locations, and then we have to guess the real one.
Oh, my God.
It's like it becomes a quiz show.
How are
Why?
we, do they give us hints?
Why did we want to elongate this segment? That's what I want to know.
Roger Anderson is from A.
I thought this would surely be dead by the time I
Well, you
came
could
back.
like give hints like there's a giant nickel in my town. Sault Ste. Marie.
Boom.
the big nickel, right?
It's Sudbury, isn't it?
What's
Oh,
Sudbury,
yeah,
actually?
it's-
I got it wrong.
Right. Mike McFadden writes in, might not be where you're from, but where you're at, listening to the most recent pod from Manila in the Philippines.
Nice.
Wow.
Philippines. I came across a TikTok the other day that said the Philippines was a great place to live. This guy TikTok that he showed a picture of his little house and said he paid $130 a month rent.
Really?
And then he showed the beach that was 5 minutes from his house, which looked like Turks and Caicos Beach.
Wow.
And then he showed this restaurant, which had this massive buffet that he spent $4 for his dinner.
Wow.
Wow.
And then he showed his massage parlor. I'm just kidding. No, he didn't show that.
When I think of Manila, I
Not
immediately think
pictured.
Ali and Fraser, right?
Of course.
What?
Yeah,
Ali Fraser.
Manila.
Yeah.
Manila.
Thriller and Manila.
Thriller
The first time I ever heard of
See,
it
that's
as a
what it's
person.
pretty cool where boxing would have big fights
Yeah.
in like random parts of the world. It
Yeah.
wasn't all just Vegas, right?
Right.
That's true.
The
Rumble in the jungle.
Filipino people are among the nicest. I've never met
man.
an unhappy, not nice Filipino person. They are wonderful people.
I would think that's true.
I know several nice Filipino people, and in particular, I want to shout out to Neil Salinas, our good friend.
Neil Salinas, amazing
Yeah,
guy.
right?
Very nice.
Yeah, fantastic.
Filipino
Super
right there.
talented
Has
dude,
the
too.
Philippines ever been
Dennis
involved
Puya?
in a war?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think they're too nice.
Yeah, they
Comedian
might
Joe
have
Coy.
just because there's a lot of friction that sometimes goes over there in the Pacific.
Oh my God.
Most of the countries have probably been.
Like,
at
can we
wars.
search that? Philippines.
Let's try that.
I don't think they have.
You go on. You keep reading your thing,
have
and I'll
Vietnam.
look for it. I'll do your job.
Korea's.
There's already a Philippine-American war that I uncovered.
well,
so
the Americans in the Philippines went to war.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
That was the great Americano-Filipino War of 17.
Who won? Obviously, I guess the Philippines.
There is a
It's
whole
not a state.
list of wars involving the
Philippine-American
Philippines.
War.
So.
Is there?
Okay, let's. Here we go. It was fought between the First Philippine Republic and the U.S. February 1899 until 2002. Tensions arose after the U.S. annexed the Philippines. What?
Whoa! I didn't
Under
know
the
this.
Treaty of Paris?
The Treaty of Paris.
At the conclusion of the Spanish-American War,
These people are making that up.
rather than acknowledging the Philippines' Declaration of Independence, they annexed them. So the Philippines is actually an American state.
Really?
No. The war can be seen as a continuation of the Filipino struggle. I just want to know, I hope nobody died in the Filipino War.
I'd hope so.
I mean,
802.
Is it really a war? If,
These are the kind of rabbit holes.
so you guys screwed. Jimmy has nothing but time.
I'll be here till midnight. Me and Puff.
Not me.
All right, yeah, you got 8 more minutes. You better
right.
say some
I
funny
guess
stuff.
I guess we get the
Yeah, get your
the buck up.
one-liners in.
Some funny
I
stuff.
have nothing today.
No, you got to read this next one. This next one's good here.
We're like 20 minutes away from me hitting the power button anyway.
Guys, Lester is bigging this one up. We got a note from Will Patterson here.
Oh, nice.
This is funny.
Where are you from? Hometown of David Ayers.
What do you
Chaos.
mean?
I thought you were
No,
gonna
he's
read
doing it. He's reading it. He's reading it. Why are you
The whole
looking at
time though, you're like,
Yeah, you're like ready.
No, I'm reading.
So would you like to read?
I think Lester
Go
should
for it,
read
Lester.
it.
Go read it.
Lester looked like he was about to do a
I'm
speech.
sorry. I'm just
I
following
don't
along.
wanna do the bit here.
Okay, fine. Will Patterson, where are you from? Hometown of David Ayers, Chaos, James Neal and Neil and Jim Flattery, Whitby, Ontario. Where I am now, hometown
Chaos,
of
like the rapper?
Yeah.
Chaos, yes,
Nice.
yeah. Home of Brad Sinopoli, I think I'm saying that right. Sean Cullen,
Sinopoli, yeah.
Bob Gainey, Mike Fisher, Dan O'Toole, Peterborough, Ontario. How I found
It's actually
the
pronounced
podcast?
O'Toole.
So David Ayers, the Zamboni guy, is now one of those guys that you say, I'm from the town
Hey,
of
listen.
David
Guess
Ayers.
so.
If you're Will Patterson, it is.
Hey man, that's amazing. I think what happened to him is incredible. How he found the podcast through Jay and Dan and Stoff's Pod. When I found it, he says
what it was
late
called.
season 1. Why I found it? I like rubber boots, though Puffy was really annoying at first.
What
But
the
now
hell?
thank him.
Yeah, you were.
Now think of him as a friend.
We thought about firing
nice.
you.
Ho,
Hold
in
on.
which I'm strongly considering naming our child due in November, Irving.
So we have a listener that is going to name their child after another listener. Like, does any other
other
podcast
no
have
pod-
that?
No
has
pod's
that.
done that.
Joe Rogan
there's
doesn't have that.
Yeah, like someone
more-
probably named their
Screw
kid
you.
Joe after
No
Rogan,
more
but I hope
honorable
they're
man
listening.
than Irving Ho.
Let's go back to the part about you being really annoying, though.
That was
Because-
uncalled
That was
for.
season
he
one.
said
Now-
he
But
said he
season one
found
was when we were at our best, so
He
apparently
thought you
annoying
were
Puffy is who people
really
like.
annoying at first. That's very important.
Annoying
Yeah.
pants Buffy.
We did.
Wasn't it?
Stoff and I and Lester did have a meeting after like week 4.
When I was my pants.
How we gonna-
Around
how
the
we
time
gonna
we
do
were
that?
auditioning Matt Cade.
Matt Cade was good. You should have went in
was
that
good.
direction.
Yeah, we really could have.
Lord
Bill
knows
wouldn't
what
have
would
never.
happen.
Born
Good
to Love
read,
Me, though.
Lester.
That
Good
was-
read.
that was
Hey, thanks
good.
very much.
I think Irving Patterson will be a good name for a kid.
Would you make the middle name Ho, though?
Yeah, Ho's a good middle name.
What if it's a girl?
Oh no.
No. Well, listen.
No, you
Equal opportunity.
Ty writes back in, as requested on the Lost Tapes episode, here are the election results.
Oh, this is the guy who ran for council.
Oh.
He
and
also
it was like
adds-
200. He won like 80 votes or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
So now he writes, when you come to do your tour here, I'll make sure to book the lounge in the curling ring for you. So
Oh,
we'll have a
Very
live
nice.
show there. So yeah, he actually finished first in the voting. I think like it was for the top 5 would make it into
Okay.
whatever this is. I did
Okay.
a little extra research though, because we said this was a small community. So one of these votes was overturned because there was one person who got 67, another got 66.
remind us of the town. Does it say?
Rocky Ford.
Rocky
Okay.
Ford.
Rocky
Yeah.
Ford.
What province
Where
is that in?
Yeah.
Alberta.
Okay.
Can you
Rocky
say it
Ford,
in a
Alberta.
sentence?
I am
the
from
only
the town
town I
of
can-
Rockyford.
You're being
Alberta.
annoying again.
Only town in
you.
Alberta I can pronounce. Rocky Ford.
I'm out of here in 2 minutes.
Anyway, basically, one person it looks like won illegally because they had someone who wasn't from the community who voted.
Oh, I like it.
Scandal
So-
out in Rocky Ford.
So I'm sure you guys are like me. When you do like municipal elections, you don't know who anyone is.
They're
and
stuffing
so
the
you just
ballots in
vote.
Rocky Ford.
So you just vote on
People
the
are
name.
voting that aren't.
Have you ever
shouldn't be
written in?
voting?
Everyone's
in?
crying.
Written in a. I've written myself in before.
Have you? So let's go through the names and who would you vote for in this election?
Oh, in this particular election.
yes.
All right.
Just by their
Not
names?
knowing
yeah, because
anything.
that's how I usually vote municipal elections. I don't know any of their people.
What a responsible citizen you
Hey,
are.
I have the right to vote.
Okay, Tyler Henke.
I earned that in the
definitely vote for Tyler.
Filipino-American War.
Tyler Henke, okay.
Tyler
So
Henke.
a brother
He's got
of
my vote.
Tom.
Yes.
Tyler was our guy, right?
Yes, Tyler's our guy. That's why I'm
We're
voting
going to
for.
vote for him.
Yes.
Then
Let's
there's
say Tyler's not eligible. We have to vote for one of these clowns.
okay. We got Darcy Burke,
Ooh, I like that name.
Berkey.
Yeah.
We got William Bill Goodfellow.
Oh, I like
Does it
that.
say Bill in
In
brackets?
quotes.
In-
yes,
Oh.
yes.
No, then I'm not voting for
Not in
that.
quotes.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Just pick a name.
Okay.
He goes by Bill, but his birth name is William.
Goodfellow also feels like a fake name.
Potentially.
Yeah, he could be like that other girl.
Yeah.
Leah Smith,
Okay.
Kathleen Morin,
Ooh.
April Girart, perhaps.
Gerard?
Okay.
I'm not voting for her.
I'm actually going to say that's probably Gerard.
Gearhart.
Gerard.
Did you just read along with stuff now? When we
I'm
do
just looking at the. I try to read the missive like some
Yeah.
people, unlike some people.
Is there any more
I was
names that can be
driving.
I like this last one
The
here.
last one is Charlotte Bencharski.
Charlotte Bencharski.
So
That's the one I'm
I am
voting for.
going to
the most
go
singable.
with Bill Goodfellow.
I'm voting for
Duffy.
April.
Okay.
I'm going with Charlotte Bencharski.
So we're gonna have.
Well, I got Tyler. I got Tyler.
So then no one wins.
So
this
Tyler
could be
should
like the
tell
mirror.
us.
Everyone loses.
Tyler should write back again and tell us who he would have voted for because he knows these people if he wasn't running.
Okay.
All right. Who could be his right hand
I
man?
think Bill
or woman,
Goodfellow will be a good right man. Man.
or could be a right hand woman.
We'll see. 808.
Bill was a man.
808. Just
Okay,
keeping,
yeah.
keeping
I gotta go,
you
boys.
on track here.
You're
Kinda
not going to be here for
disappointing.
Platinum League. You're
No,
actually
but I had
alive
an
this time of year.
I had an awesome week.
That might call for a disqualification.
Good luck. You tell the boys I'll be down around 10:30. Somewhere midway through the third.
See you,
right.
Puff. Hey, I got to go soon, too, so it might be just you and Jimmy stuff.
And then Stoff can leave and just leave the leave a recording.
Just leave the recording going.
We talked about that. Actually, you'd probably do quite well.
But then he kicked out the button. And it'd be over.
Okay.
See you, Jimmy.
See you, buddy. Great potting.
See you, bud.
Keep going.
Great effort. All right, it's time for listener mail.
Listener mail. Listener mail. Thank you for listening.
Jeff Krause wrote in awesome episode. The news of Puffy being on fire wasn't exaggerated. Hopefully they feel that way after
Everybody's
this episode.
talking about it.
Everyone
No
is.
longer annoying. Hashtag no longer annoying.
Yep. Peter in Japan, huge props for putting together more material to record in case you completely lost this one. The three of you brought some good energy and it was really hilarious. Hopefully any and all kill switches are removed from the easily accessible locations of that room. They have not been.
Pete in Japan tonight. Pete in Japan.
All right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Schreibert writes in, the Lost Tapes episode was great. Thank you for releasing it. Brian Hayden writes in, it's like listening in the shower to three people doing a podcast in the shower. Love the episode, though. Thanks for the double up this week.
I got to be honest. I didn't listen to it. How did it
you. Of
sound?
course you did.
It sounded really good.
sounded good.
For what we...
Did you have to strain to hear it, or was it okay?
No. I had to strain to edit it that way, but you could hear it. After.
Did you
could hear
treat
it.
it
It wasn't
at all?
quite-
Did
Oh,
you
I-
put it through? Yeah, you must have EQ'd it stuff. Yeah.
Quite.
Okay.
All right.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, but it came out audible, which was the goal. So people enjoyed it. Great podcast from Chewy Louie. Great work, Stoff. Jimmy's giant feet kicked the computer. That's
Must be an 8:20 puck drop. I think Puffy bailed on us like 10 minutes early.
I don't
That's
know.
bull crap because they're still doing features on the pregame
We'll
show.
knock him a couple bars in the Platinum League.
Please do.
Snack Bites Pete writes in, I'm 10 minutes in. I swear if the Eric Stone Street interview is lost, I'm going to cry. Which unfortunately,
That's a
it was
hardcore
lost.
listener right there.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
is.
season one joke.
Yura Tapiainen writes in, listen to an episode on a walk. No snow anymore thanks to the earth core being so hot. Also learned that Christ invented Christianity.
He did.
And you might die midair if you jump off a bridge. Luckily, I've never been skydiving. So scientific and historical
Yeah, I guess that
facts
doesn't
all
make
around.
sense because I doved, and you can float forever. Like I was probably free falling.
When'd you skydive?
I was young. I did like the tandem one. So there's a guy strapped to your back.
yeah.
Easiest
Nice.
way to do it.
Well, because if you do it alone, I believe you have to do X amount of hours with someone before anyway, right?
and I think the first couple of jumps you have to the chute just pulls right away.
Oh, okay.
So I got to only do it once, and we free fell.
Free fall? Yeah, free fall.
We free fell.
Yeah.
For 45 seconds. So that was, and it doesn't feel like you're falling.
But have you guys ever seen that video of where it is the two people and the instructor and the lady's passed out and he's like slapping her cheek trying to get her to wake up?
She's the instructor?
Like this in midair.
Is she the instructor or the passenger?
No, she's the passenger.
It'd
I
be
guess
worse if it was the instructor.
I'm hoping that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I'm
but
not doing it, and I have no desire to jump out of a plane unless I have to survive. Sorry.
I don't think I'd do it again because, once you have children and stuff, I did it back when I was single. I had a thing when I was working in local news, I was like danger guy. I would do all the stuff that was like bungee jumping had just come out, and like the first bungee jump in, the Ottawa area we went to, and then I did a fire walking thing. And then did the skydiving thing. So it was a fun way because you can't really back out when there's cameras with you.
You can't. You got to
right?
absolutely.
That kind of, and you're thinking about TV, which makes you a little less afraid.
Yes, of course.
But anyway,
Sorry, just an aside there. Do you remember? This is a long time ago. You mentioned reference when bungee jumping came out. Do you remember there was a Reebok shoe commercial, and the person was getting ready to bungee jump, and they bungee jumped, and they fell out of the shoes, and the shoes were still there. And there was this. I mean, it was controversial because they eventually had to take the commercial off the air. But the whole idea behind the commercial is that the shoes are solid; they're not going anywhere.
But wouldn't the
I don't know. I can't remember the whole.
Wouldn't it give the opposite impression that
You'll slip right out of
Yeah,
them?
you'll slip right out of your shoes.
I guess so, right?
I don't remember that.
I think
at
it
all.
was the
It's
Velcro
interesting.
straps or something or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But the whole idea is that your shoes are solid; they're not going anywhere. And they had to pull the commercial. It's just you ever see the shoes?
Controversy in the 90s.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Hey, I have a Puffy's hypothetical for you. There was and this is awful. There was a shark attack.
Oh.
And I believe
At
it
the
was
Canadian Open?
No, it was a shark attack recently, and I was just reading about this online, and the woman had her foot bitten off, which is awful. But apparently, the foot was in a fin, and it was recovered, and hopefully they were able to restore it. I don't even remember, but the foot was in the.
In the fin?
It was snorkeling of the fin, not the fin of the shark.
The fin. Oh,
the flipper.
Flipper.
What's
Flipper,
the
yes,
I
flipper.
got stuck in the
I
top
get the
fin
fin.
of the
Like, how
shark.
did that work?
Flipper. What's the damn word for flipper?
Yeah, you're right.
Fins.
Flipper. I think, that's what it is. Whatever.
So that's how the foot was recovered. So I don't know if the shark spit it out or whatever it may be.
So they just found the flipper floating around with the foot in it, basically.
Yes, and so Puffy and I actually were musing about this the other night. I said, okay, what if you get your foot reattached, but it had to stay in the fin for your rest of your life? Would you do that, or would you take no foot?
That's a tough one because on the one hand, like you say, yeah, obviously, because then you're, more abled.
Right.
But you got to explain that everywhere you go.
Exactly.
You got to wear a flip for the rest of your life everywhere you go, or you have no foot.
But I'm assuming you can trim some of the flipper off, right?
No, the flipper's got to stay. That's the whole point of the hypothetical.
I know, but it's not like your foot extends in, like it's stuck in the flipper. It's not.
No,
like,
no, that's not the point of the hypothetical.
Okay. So it has to remain a giant.
Yes, it has to remain a giant flipper.
That's it.
That's idiotic.
Or you have no foot. Well, you have to make a choice. That's what a hypothetical is.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
I think I'd go no foot.
I don't know. You could join a circus or something.
And by the way,
human dolphin.
horrible thing that happened to this young woman, and we hope she's okay. But I'm just,
We'll find out what she did.
I'm sure they removed the foot from, and I'm very hopeful that it was reattached, and she has a long, happy life. Anyway, it was a good hypothetical, I thought.
That was quite the tangent. Good evening, says Matthew. 2 questions. Why is there a ladder in the studio behind Stoff during the latest recording?
Not here anymore.
Well, ladder is gone. That was how we got into the studio last time. Now we just drop in from the ceiling.
Okay.
How did Puffy get his nickname? Now I believe we've done this, but
yeah, very simple. He walked into the newsroom one day. I think it was Darren Detition said, "What's your name?" He said, "Sean." He said, "Oh, Puff Daddy." Back when P Diddy was Sean Combs.
Yes,
and he was Puffy. Very simple, not
Puffy.
Yep.
From Sean Combs. Jeff Laughlin writes in, Puffy, I think you had Newfoundland expectations when you came to PEI, thinking of Ireland or Scotland.
Should really call him back for that. He was very unfair to PEI last week.
Well, I don't know. Jeff Laughlin says we're just a big sandbar of golf courses.
I think Puffy's word for word was PEI doesn't belong in Canada. if you can call up the clip.
He said we should just.
And as a man who loves PEI, I don't agree with Puffy.
No, I can't believe.
And
he
if
said
he's not
that.
invited back on the pod, I think
can't
we'd all
believe he
understand.
said that.
That's
I
why
can't
he's
believe-
annoying.
I can't.
That's why he's no longer here.
Yeah, when you rip fine provinces like PEI, I love PEI.
Now, speaking of ripping, you've often ripped our episodes we did from our homes during the pandemic.
Yes, I was not a fan.
Maisie Mew writes in, I liked it better from your homes.
Oh.
But I only watch on YouTube. I miss the dogs. So I think the biggest stars.
Well, plus the YouTube version here, like maybe we'll have to do a better next year. We'll have to find a way to get multiple cameras or something going.
Yeah, it
because
looks like a dungeon.
it does look like a dungeon. So we apologize. What's her name?
Maisie Mew,
Sorry, Maisie. You're right. Video-wise, it was more interesting
Yes.
from the house.
for sure. More
But
things going on,
audio-wise,
but
it was annoying.
it was a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was harder for you, wasn't it? Just all the sync-ups and stuff.
Well, there was some technical issues
Yeah.
almost every week.
Yeah.
Sadiq wrote in a message for Puffy about foxes in Toronto, and now we're going.
What did he say?
He wrote, you should tell Puffy that I have encountered quite a few foxes in the East York area in Toronto. If he wants to domesticate one, pretty sure Puff lives in the same area as me. So
Okay.
Maybe he meant foxes in terms of good-looking women. Yeah.
Nobody uses that term anymore, okay?
She's
What are you, in
a fox.
1963?
it's a foxy lady.
Foxy.
What are you, in the Rat Pack? Sammy Davis Jr.? You and Frank?
That was a great time.
You and
That was a
Frank
great
going
time
out?
to be alive.
We will.
Those guys
finish
ruled.
Listener mail on this from Anthony L. Simply as comment on YouTube. What fresh hell is this?
Is that in regards to the Lost Tapes?
So no, that was not in regards to Lost Tapes. Actually, the Lost Tapes went over very well. As I said, it was
Oh, it was
that
other
initial
episode.
episode that did not go over too well with some people.
The-
Some people still enjoyed it, but there was
Sorry,
quite a
the
few
episode after the Lost Tapes?
no, before the Lost, the one we taped after the Lost Tapes.
Yeah, well, that
came
was
out
tough.
first.
Yeah, I know.
And hence, it didn't make as much sense as it would probably listening after the other one. And it was also three defeated.
Yeah, we were three
individuals.
defeated, tired-ass bastards.
Yeah,
That's
that
so
was-
funny.
We
So
tried. I mean,
funny.
we tried. We're sorry. I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
So was that worse than the Masters episode?
No chance.
No chance.
Not at all.
So we've had a good season, but also...
Our worst episodes have been in this season.
yes, so
No
we've had
question.
our two worst episodes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was not here for
In a
either.
17
and I was not
episode
here for
season,
either.
so-
That's just when I put that out. I was not here for either of
a
those
good
bad
point.
episodes.
Ooh.
You know, the Looper closing stuff up.
lot
Speaking
of-
of the Looper closing stuff up, I gotta go.
Okay, get out
I'm
of here. buddy.
I'm so sorry, guys.
We'll finish this ourselves.
All right, you can finish.
Thanks
it.
for
We'll
coming
talk
by.
about it. You're welcome,
Sorry I
guys.
was late. I apologize
It's all
for
right,
keeping
don't
you
worry
here
about
so
it. It's
long.
okay. Enjoy the golf.
It's Lester
the rest of the
McLean,
week.
everybody, fresh off the plane from Punta Cana and back in. You got any new songs coming out for us?
Later on this summer, yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll look forward to that. Oh, a re-release of Hypotheticals. All right. Hi, just you and me now, eh? Let's talk about them behind their backs.
Let's deal with Puffy.
Seriously,
Puck still hasn't dropped.
They're not going to listen this far into the episode anyway.
No, probably
Let's
not.
face it.
Not the parts they're not in anyway.
You know, are Lester songs really that good?
Well, one of my favorites is the Platinum League, Jimmy.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get to it.
First there was gold, it was successful, but now we go to another level. It's so much better, and you don't see the Platinum League, the Platinum League, the Platinum League.
Big week in the Platinum League. So I was going to throw this. We have a bit of controversy brewing. So I was going to throw it out to the room, but obviously
chuck it my way, buddy.
it's going to come down strictly to you. So here's the thing. This week, everyone except for one person.
Here's a good
submitted their
thing.
picks.
I, being out of the Platinum League, I can be a neutral
Yes.
adjudicator.
Yes, and that's
So-
what right.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Third party, basically. We're going to send this out to you, and you're going to make the judgment call.
Okay.
So in one of our groups, one of the participants had 26 bars.
Okay.
But they did not submit their picks. And another participant finished with 18 bars. So basically, for the guy who didn't submit, you have to always submit a minimum of 5. So I'm like, maybe we'll dock 5 bars. So that brought him down to 21.
Okay.
So now, do you think that person with 21 should go forward, or the person who submitted picks this week and ended up with 18? It's a tough one,
Well,
morality-wise. It's all on you,
it is
Jimmy.
tough. I gotta tell you, my first instinct would be to eliminate the guy who didn't put in his picks. But then I thought, the soft side of me said, if this guy's been a faithful follower of the league, which he probably has, if he's gotten that many bars, then, we all have mistakes.
And he also did well in the first
having
week.
been there myself where I've missed a couple times, or maybe there was issues at home or at work, and I think we should give him a break. And if he still has that amount of bars, we never said anything in the rules about you being DQ'd if you didn't do it.
Yeah. So if we dock him to 5, that he would have placed the bar on at least 5 bets. So if we dock him that, I guess that's fair, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the other thing I will say, he did send in, and he sent in a photo with this saying that he was up in his cabin all weekend, and he tried sending in the picks, and they were still in his outbox.
Well, then in that, I think
so
that's more than fair.
Okay. So now moving on to the next round, I'll just quickly run through this. From Group A, Joey Dearborn with 28 bars, some guy from Coburg with 8 bars, Snakebite Speed eliminated with 4. So unfortunately, one of our favorites.
Tough for Snacky.
Tough for Snacky. Group B, Shower Thoughts 39, Jimmy Squirrel 32, YWG guy is out with 16.
Okay.
Group C, Andrew Arsenault with 44, so he's doing well.
Is he number 1 overall?
No, he's not. We'll get to that. There's a guy just dominating up there. And then we'll have These Are My Aspects with 21, so he'll move on. Take Lester and Stop Golfing goes home with 18.
Wow. What a run, though. What a run.
Good run. Group D, Two Boys has 22. Chewy Louie with 16. So still staying in the mix there. J-Dem, our runner-up from last year, is out with 4. Group E, Puffy leads the way with 33. And Bob Weeks right behind him with 26.
Wow, what a war that will be. By the way, those two guys do not like each other.
Yeah, and they'll probably end up taking each other out. So
this is going to be one of the Platinum League's greatest rivalries.
I love it. Jimmy's Missing Jacket is out, unfortunately, with 16 bars. And our last group, in Group F, Marcus McCarthy, 66 bars. 66. So what Marcus has been doing, he's been picking one prop and pretty much throwing all his bars on it. And that's how he's gotten up so far that quickly, and it's worked for him. So 66. And also in that group, Smith 32 has 37 bars. So
does Marcus, do you get anything beyond winning your group? Is there any bonus to having the most bars?
No, well, there's the bonus that now all the 12 remaining people are in one group. And the top 2 finishers after this week will get a bye into the semifinals.
Oh,
so Marcus is kind of pretty much over there already. So it'll be a fight. We'll post the standings.
So this is like when you're in Final Jeopardy and you've got $40,000 and the other two have like $6,000.
Yeah, you're doing the math to figure out to stay safe,
You just
right?
you don't worry about it. Just make a small wager. I get it. Okay. How did I do?
You've been out for quite some time now, so pretty well.
Did you see, are you still going to do, did you do any of the social media stuff? You had some stuff. Do we do that, or do we wait till next week? We might as well keep going for
We can. If you want to, do you want to do the TikTok ban talk?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll do that. Montana is trying to ban TikTok, basically. There's people now suing to delay that, obviously. Basically, it's to protect Montanians, or Montanans, I guess. Montanians.
I should know. I watch, what's the damn Costner show, Yellowstone.
That's in Montana?
I think it's in Montana, so they talk about it all the time.
I guess it's Montanans, because that's how it's written here. Montanans. So to protect Montanans' personal and private data from being harvested by the Chinese Communist Party. So basically the bill targets app stores like Apple and Google, prohibiting them from hosting TikTok. TikTok itself could be fined. TikTok is basically saying that they're trying to reassure Montanans that they can continue using the app to express themselves and earn a living and find community. So TikTok's basically trying to say all these good things it does. The one thing that's been assured, no TikTok users will be fined because the bill targets large companies rather than individuals. The fine is $10,000 per day. So I guess they're thinking they can curb companies from hosting them there. But this is what I also found interesting. India banned the app back in 2020 when a bunch of dangerous challenges arose. So you know how you have these challenges like eat Tide Pods or whatever, crazy crap. So India decided to ban it, although some people believe that there was actual geopolitical reasons for that. Although for me, I feel probably doing away with it because of the challenges rather than the Chinese government probably makes more sense in terms of the safety. But also, the TikTok is banned in China itself. TikTok is banned in a sister app called Douyin, also owned by TikTok's parent company, shares many of the features, but has a much firmer moderation.
Interesting.
So China itself has banned the app.
Do you feel that TikTok should be banned? I feel like, look at the stuff. I have all these apps. I know that they're tracking me on my phone because I get all the ads. I know they listen to what I'm talking about, but I'm really not concerned about it because I don't think I'm very interesting and they really, really care.
See, the thing I've kind of adapted at this point is I've just accepted that there's probably an identical clone Christoph walking around in at least Russia, China, and probably a couple other places that have collected my data over the years. And there's nothing I can do. Like, to start trying to protect yourself now, it's probably way too late in the game.
It's a losing battle.
Now, however, if they're just clearly stealing people's financial or something, and there's proof of this, of course you got to abolish it.
I don't think that's the case, though.
I don't think so either.
But maybe I'm naive.
But for me, maybe like the challenges in themselves, like the fact that it gets so carried away, and you do have, it's not even the challenges, these people who like to go out and prank other people, these things are starting to end in worse and worse scenarios where, that person ends up getting living beat out of them.
Well, there was just one of those, is that where I just saw one of those the other day, but these prank guys are idiots.
Oh, absolutely. The funny thing is, even if when it goes well for them, it's not funny in any way.
It's not funny whatsoever.
So that's the troubling part, I guess.
Yeah, and they have like tons of followers that watch these things, and the prank thing especially, I just think they're not remotely they're remotely funny.
It's more so just kind of going up to someone and doing something. It's not like there's almost like the bravery or bravado of it rather than the
that kind of ties in a little bit loosely to the mascot video you sent, where the guy and the mascot get in a fight. Do you know? Is it worth playing as a clip? Here
we can play that on YouTube here as a clip. Basically, what happens is the mascot Silly Strings.
Is it the mascot for the
Utah Jazz, and the guy is a
fan of the Rockets?
Yes,
right.
So the mascot comes. So
this is obviously old. This is the regular season.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sprays him on the head. It gets in the guy's beard. The guy starts complaining, dumps his beer out on top of the mascot. The mascot then comes back with a bucket of water and sprays this.
And the
guy.
mascot looks mad. It doesn't look like a mascot.
It does, and there's
anymore.
Security guards trying to get in his way too.
Yeah.
And then the guy gets drenched, and they have to obviously hold him back.
And he wants to fight the mascot.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, and we discussed this before you got here. Not on the pod, just before Puffy brought up that he thought it was fake.
Okay.
And there's an aspect of it I think is fake as well, because when you look at the guy, when he goes to dump the beer, and then the mascot's coming back with the bucket, everyone behind the guy clears out like they know something's about to happen. So it does kind of look set up, and
most arena things are fake.
Yes,
right. That like a lot of the kiss cam stuff when it's like a brother and a sister or something like this, it's another guy she starts making all set up. So I didn't think of that when I saw the video, but I wasn't. I was watching it. I was running in the station. I also didn't notice that really till like maybe the 10th time watching it. I will say that both are at fault. Like the mascots should not. I mean, they should be fun, but they shouldn't like mess with. Like if you're getting in somebody, it's $20 for a beer at a basketball game.
Exactly.
They shouldn't be doing that.
You shouldn't be in any position to damage anyone's property or.
People have a right to go watch the game the way they want to. If you want to engage with the mascot, then it can be fun. If a guy doesn't want to engage with the mascot, then
it's almost even worse that it's someone from a visiting team.
Now, having said that, like you don't have to be an. Just
he didn't have to dump the beer. Like,
roll your eyes and just say, okay.
It would have been the easiest thing to go back to the concession stand and say, look, the mascot literally just put this crap in my beer. Can I have another one, please?
They'd probably say $25 more, please. Anyway. Well, that's interesting that I didn't think when I saw it that it looked fake. But I'd have to watch it again to see if the acting was
It kind of looks like someone might be set up, but it's also...
Interesting.
Like, I don't know if the security guards would have been trying to hold the mascot back, usually.
Do you know Cameron Hughes, the super fan? Guy who dances in the aisles?
Yes.
So he's a friend of mine. We went to the same high school and known each other forever. And he's made a real career out of this. Like, I don't know what he gets. I'd have to ask him. He wrote a book, but I think he gets, $10,000 or whatever by these to come to do this at a game.
Sure.
And basically you're on... maybe once or twice, I think. Maybe only once, like in the second intermission or something. But he still pretends that he's a fan, right?
Like it's just
they're just moving the camera
naturally,
around,
yeah.
and he starts. Yeah, and I just wonder when a guy's been doing it that long. Cam's been doing it for 15 years or whatever, and he's got like the 12 different T-shirts on. He keeps taking one off.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
another one. The people believe he's actually just a crazy fan.
I'm sure, like, as impossible as it seems to believe it, there's probably a majority of the people in that stadium at that time that haven't seen
Just
that
think
yet.
he's a guy.
I'm sure there's tons of people that recognize him. It's like, whatever.
I think the Golden Knights employed him for like the entire playoff run or whatever. The last time they went to the Cup final. I don't know if he's back there or not, but
their first year, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, interesting. Interesting. You can be like, he made a career out of being a fan.
Yeah.
Like fan guy.
Yeah, and those are like the things you never think of. Back in the day, you never think esports could be a career for someone or an influencer or anyone on socials, and it just it happens like that.
Or like podcasting when you have no sponsors.
Yes.
I don't like, now that I'm facing you, I realize how close my foot is into the mainframe computer.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah,
Let's
so
not
let's
do that
just
again.
slide back one more time here.
So now back to the TikTok. They're trying to ban it there. Do you think they'll try to ban it in Canada?
I do not.
Yeah. It probably. I mean, you hear people saying it.
We're just
but
not
too much-
radical enough on anything.
Yeah. And
Although maybe if like what's his name, Pierre gets in, like maybe he'll do it to make a big stand because he seems to be a bit of a showboat.
right.
So I don't know. Who knows? I don't know, man.
What would Puffy do?
Without TikTok?
TikTok that much?
I think Puffy might be the biggest TikTok fan in the world. He loves TikTok more than anything. Right? It is. I found what I was going to send you guys, and it's. I don't know if you saw this one. It's terrible podcasting because you really need to see the video. But it's in some other country, but a flying squirrel gets into somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
And so the woman is videotaping the flying squirrel. And it's sort of jumping around, and it sees the woman. And it obviously is panicked by the fact that the woman has caught him in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so not only does it play dead, as animals often do, but it stages a death scene. So there is a mop or something on the wall, and the squirrel grabs the mop to tilt it over onto the ground and then places it on top of himself as if it fell on him to kill him, and then plays dead. And then briefly looks up at the woman and sees that she's still looking at him and goes back to playing dead. It's one of the single greatest things I've ever seen.
Oscar worthy.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I still look, TikTok has a lot of flaws, and some of it, as we say, is really stupid and has gone way too far. But things like this are incredibly redeeming. This is terrible. I want to show it to you for now. So there's the little mop.
Yeah.
So it's knocked the mop over, right? It's already seen. I think it sees the lady now. So it pulls the mop up. Like, this is unbelievable. It's on my Twitter feed, by the way, if anybody wants to look this up. Look, it adjusted
Now,
the mop
do you
to its
think that's
neck.
possible that that's someone's pet and they train them to do that?
No, this is
That's insane.
This is genius. Look, he looks up and sees her again and goes, oh, she's still looking. It's amazing.
That is insane.
I don't know how you could train a flying squirrel anyway, but check that out on my Twitter. I don't tweet very often, so it'll probably be just like the second or third thing down the list.
My biggest beef with TikTok personally, I think, is just the algorithm they have. I never get stuff I really want.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I guess
it's
what
so
is it?
huge.
Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, I do get content I want. It's pretty much the same thing. You're swiping. It's short.
But if you
1
watch,
minute
like,
videos.
the problem with TikTok is if you watch one thing that like goes on for a minute, then you suddenly get a million of them
Exactly.
that you don't want.
Yeah.
And you have to flick through them very quickly to get rid of that thing in your algorithm.
That's too much work for me, Jimmy.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
too much
It
work
is.
for a social.
Was there anything else you had on there?
No, I think that's it, buddy. I think we are.
Okay, I feel so guilty for being late that I want to give the people. I guess you've gone for an hour if you guys started before I went, right?
Yeah.
I apologize again to you, Stoff, especially you and Lester who were here early. Was Puffy on time?
Well,
Because
Puffy
I
was,
said 6:30, right?
yeah.
I
Puffy
arrived
wasn't
at
here at
7:40
6:30. However, he was here earlier
in the building. Oh,
during the
because he was
day,
doing
yeah,
Sports Center,
So,
right?
he was putting out fires on that side. He said.
Yeah. Well, I was just out there being the celebrity pro in my pro-am group.
Someone had to do it.
I don't want to say heroic, but let's just say a couple of the putts today, plus just providing entertainment for these people. O-Dog was heckling me on one of the holes because they have the radio booth on the par 3 hole.
1050s there.
So that was my
We
most...
probably could have done the pod there if we planned correctly.
You're
probably smarter.
You're probably right. O-Dog and Hayes were like heckling me on the tee box, but thankfully I hit the green, so they didn't have to yell at me. So we'll be back. We'll figure it out probably next week. Stanley Cup final game or something. Once I get through this is a bit of a nutty week because I'm doing the Open and the Stanley Cup final, which is going to look really stupid on SportsCenter probably, because it'll be like, welcome to SportsCenter, highlights of the game. Here's James Duthie in the panel. Also today, round 1 of the Canadian Open. Here's Rory McIlroy, 3 under. With more, here's James Duthie in the panel.
You look like a hardworking man.
Yeah, exactly. Onright won't be able to make fun of me anymore for never coming to work.
That's right.
Right? All right, Stoff, thanks for doing this. Thank you all for writing in. And once again, to anyone who has not written in,
or if you've moved in the past month,
or if you have moved, changed addresses whatsoever, even if you're new in the new district of your town, let us know, and we'll see you soon on the Rubber Boot Spot.
Hey, how are you? I got a question that I really want to ask you. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair?
Do you like the dunk tank?
At the fair.
The dunk tank, the dunk tank.
At the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up. Please. Somebody. Hey? Hey? Anyone?